How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to talk about Metatailor. Metatailor is the app that actually allow me to do this. What's under that hood is my Metahuman, the one that I use on every video. And I just gave him the Altair outfit, which is one of my favorites. And this app is fantastic. I'm going to show you how it works. And I think it was made for metahumans, but it can also do other characters, although in this video we're going to be dedicated to metahumans. So let's get started. Before we get into Metatailor, I want to bring you here into Blender to talk about this outfit and why did I pick it. Yes, I've been obsessively playing Assassin's Creed for the past 3 weeks, so that might have to do a little bit with it. But the other thing is this isn't a game mesh. And the fact that it's a game mesh makes it a little bit more challenging because this was made for a particular skeleton in mind with a particular pipeline in mind. So I thought this would be more challenging to test Metatailor than just use the regular mesh from Sketchfab or one of the exported out of Marvelous Designer, which is something that we're going to look in the future. But yeah, this is also broken down into several pieces and it's sort of complex. So you got the hood, the top part, like the bracers, the belt, the top skirt is, I thought it was part of the main body, but it isn't. And this is something we're going to talk about in another video. If you're a 3D artist, please stick around and subscribe because you are going to want to do this if you are starting out and wanted to get into the industry. So I actually broke this further down into several pieces so it was easier for me to manage, make sure everything was clean and nothing was, you know, outside or weird or anything like that. After we're done with things in Blender, all you have to do is export it as a regular FBX. I didn't do anything other than add the textures to it, so it doesn't look like, you know, just a bland mesh. So let's jump into Metatailor now. I'm actually going to duplicate this project and let's just go into it. What we're going to do is we're going to change avatars because we're going to be using metahumans. I got this program, and by the way, I'm not sponsored. I actually pay for a month with my own money because I want to dress up my metahumans. That is one of the problems that it's usually when you're working with metahumans is dressing them up. And also, if you do custom metahumans like what you're seeing right here, I have a way to do custom metahumans inside of Maya, and I always wonder, like, it's going to be a pain to dress these guys, and now I can do it with this tool. So, but right now we're not going to be using a custom metahuman. This is a regular metahuman base mesh that you can find from Metahuman Creator. So let's load it. You just import it as avatar. Just go here, check out, select avatar and import your mesh. There's several videos on how to get this. They even have some on their own channel. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start importing the clothing. So we're going to go into cloth accessories. I already have all the FBXs right here. As you can see, we're going to start with the top. And as you can see, it displays it just like there. In case you want to change something about the materials, which I don't, I like how it is. And over here, you choose what you want it to be. Is it a jacket? Is it a shirt? You can treat it as a jacket or a shirt. It doesn't seem to matter. There's also this thing called keep source dimensions where if you press it, it just stayed where it was at the same size that I had it inside Blender. So I'm just going to go with jacket and uncheck this and we're going to click next. Now this is the fun part where you fit it and you post matches. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at it from the side and try to bring it up. Again, this is a mesh that is a little bit challenging because it doesn't have a very defined neck over here, neck opening, due to it being a mesh that has something on top, which is the hood. So what I'm going to do is maybe roughly around here. And yeah, there you go. Something like that. It is a little bit chunky, so maybe we just scale it down a little bit. See, you just scale it down like that. Now there will be some parts of it, of the metahuman sticking out, which is okay, because usually we mask these out. And we'll talk about that further when we get into the Unreal portion. But I'm just going to maybe move this a little bit further like that and confirm. I'm gonna start post-match. Now the way that Metatailor does it is you literally move things in place. One of the things that it's a little bit concerning to me is that when you move certain parts, they scale, which again, that's just the way they do things, I guess. But I would rather them giving us a way to rotate. I think rotation without the scaling thing that happens would be easier, but that's just my opinion. That the tool still works pretty well. So what we're gonna do is we're trying to roughly pose the hands and the forearms to where I think there should be. And you can see that the hands kind of scale down a little bit, which I'm not a fan of, but just bring these up like that. Okay, so roughly, let's see, everything is fine. Okay, everything looks okay. Yeah. Let's just leave it at that and confirm. And now if we click next, then the program actually starts working. So we click next and you're going to see it goes back to the default metahuman pose and it sort of like shrink wraps the whole thing on top of the metahuman. We can further edit this after the fact, by the way. So I'm just going to leave it as that. And we're going to bring the pants. Import cloth accessories. We're gonna do the pants bottoms. And again, same thing. I'm just gonna click next. For the pants, if I select pants, it puts them down here. However, you can see that they're floating. So what I like to do for the pants is keep source dimensions and rescale them down. Again, this is just choice. You don't have to do it this way. But let's click next, move it in place. So as you saw when I did the top part, you don't have to like 100% get the mesh inside of it. It's just a rough estimate. From what I heard in one of the tutorials, it was like as long as you get it like 60% of the way, Metatailor will do the rest for you. Now you can see his butt sticking out a lot. Could be a problem, but that's something that we can fix after the fact. I just don't want this to be too big. The pants are supposed to get all the way up to here. Are they touching the ground? Yeah, they kind of are. Okay, so let's confirm this and let's start pose matching. I'm gonna move and try to position the legs again roughly into where they should be. It's gonna do the feet now. And let's just put the ankles right here and feet right there. All right, I think that's roughly where it should be. Confirm, next, and work your thing. And there you go. All right, a little bit of buttocks sticking out, but not a big deal. Not a big deal. There's also some texture stretching around here that has to do with the way that I ended up unwrapping this thing, but there's something over it, so it doesn't matter. Now we're going to bring in the skirt that is part of the tunic of Altair. Now this is not a skirt. If this was a real outfit, it would be part of the tunic already, but as a game mesh, it was broken down into several pieces. So we're going to do this, and I think that is good. Next, I'm gonna bring it up. Now this one, I'm not sure if I need some rescaling or not. I think maybe scale it down a little bit. And if anyone from Metatailor is watching this, having this with numbers would also be amazing. Again, not super necessary, but it would be great to have if you're taking suggestions. All right, I think roughly that's where it should be. Confirm, post match, confirm. Next step, did its thing. Now, the reason why I want to show you this part is because the skirt or this part of the tunic should be underneath the belt. And this is one of the things I like about this system is that it works with layers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring the top part all the way up because that's where it should be. And as you can see, it adjusted everything. Again, another good thing about this system is you can do things after the fact. Like we'll take care of this later. But everything is looking good. Now we're going to bring in the HUD. And I think I only have the HUD down exported. We're going to export out the HUD up, which is this one right here. File, export, FBX, just so you can see the settings that I'm using. I'm going to go mesh, selected objects. And I'm going to do this so you can get the textures out of Blender as well. No animation, thank you. This I have the habit of doing whenever I export stuff out of onto Unreal. I don't know if you could leave it as it is or you have to change it to face to use with Metatailor. But this is something that I do for my whole workflow all the time. So maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Just try it out. I call it HUD up and export. One of the things I may have forgot is apply all transforms because you can see the scale because I had to rescale this so it fits the metahuman skeleton. So let's just apply the scale, all the transforms, and then we're gonna re-export it out. Yeah, always make sure you have applied all transforms if you changed any mesh in Blender or Maya or whatever. It's very important to do so. Go to import. Let's go back to cloth accessories. It's actually a pretty easy one, because it's just going to go in the head part. So where is it? Head. There you go. Next. And in this one, what we're going to do is just going to move it and rescale it. Now, the way that I will have it scale it up, it's probably a little bit bigger than it should because the characters in the game, they do have like this part of the scalp like squared out so it doesn't stick out of this mesh. It's kind of like a game design trick. Let's put it there roughly. Continue and post match confirm. There. Okay, and as you can see, it's too big. Okay, sorry about that. I had to redo the whole process and bring the HUD back in and everything because I scaled it wrong in a couple places where I shouldn't have. So let me just show you that you can edit after the fact. So after you've done everything, you can actually do this. You can keep moving it. You can keep scaling it however you want. So I think I just need to scale it down a little bit. What happened before is I scaled it down into one axis and it wasn't working. And it was driving me nuts. So that's what it was. So as you can see, after moving it, even though the head was kind of sticking out, it doesn't because it shrink wraps it around the character. We can move it further so it actually covers what it should. Just leave it there and confirm. You can see the head was sticking out. The head's no longer sticking out because it actually shrink wraps it to it. Sorry, I can't talk today. I already did the belt too. This, I did it exactly the same way that I've been doing everything. And all we have to do is bring it up so it's on top of everything. And there you go. Now we have everything. We have the full outfit and we do have our character. There's a couple of things sticking out like this, which we could go here and sculpt like that. Yeah, just a tiny bit. There you go. Confirm. It redoes it, and we don't no longer see the skin. The part of the buttocks I'm not going to mind much because this is something that we can hide in Unreal very easy with a mask. So as you can see, we got a complete outfit here in Metatailor. Now you can go into this preview part. This preview part is only available if you have the paid version from what I saw. At least it wasn't working for me with the free version. Now there's a generate physics here, which I found that is not great. If you want physics, it's better to just use Chaos Cloud inside of Unreal Engine. We'll have a video about that, so make sure you stay tuned, like and subscribe and all that. Now let's do this one because it's funny. Okay, never seen an assassin do this before, but it's a good test of the rig, of the whole skinning. And yes, some things are poking through, but when we take it into Unreal, this isn't going to happen. So once we're done, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be exporting everything out. So I usually go back to design. You can go to export and export this thing as a whole. The way that I like to work with metahumans is with pieces, or maybe you want to mix and match with different things. You can just go here, click here on export, and you can export piece by piece, one by one. You name it, you choose a export path. I leave it at default. The UA rotation fix, I don't know about this. Everything has worked fine so far, so I didn't check this. If you know in the comments below why this exists, please let me know. But everything was working fine for me without this. So all you have to do is click export, and then you just bring it into Unreal. I'll show you in a second how to. Let's actually export out this hood. Let's call it Altair hood up. Everything else is default. Export. And it does it pretty quick. Okay, this is where it's located. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pause it and I'm gonna jump into Unreal. All right, so we got our metahuman here. Let me resize this so you can see. And we're gonna throw in the pants first. We're gonna do it in the legs portion. Gonna grab the skeletal mesh, throw it here, and as you can see, it just works. It fits perfectly. Let's do the rest of the things. I'm gonna go with the torso. We're gonna do the top. Then for the feet, we're going to, I don't know, for the feet, we're just going to do this. It doesn't matter. It's just a slot. It doesn't mean that the slot is at the feet. We do need to create a couple more slots for like the bottom part. So we're going to duplicate the torso. We're going to call it skirt. And we're going to send this over here. There it is. We're going to duplicate this skirt and we're going to call it hood. There you go. I'm going to throw the hood here. There we have it. Now the hair is of course sticking out because yeah, this wasn't taken into account. So what we're going to do is just going to delete it. That's why I did a duplicate. Now I think it looks pretty awesome. And that is it. We're going to compile. I'm going to click out of this and we're going to bring it over into, there you go. Let's see how it works with control rig. So let's go into Assassin's Test. Let's add him. And let's get our controllers. You go away. Let's see how everything works. Everything works perfectly. Everything works perfectly here. And now I know this isn't gonna work, but I just want to show you. So there's an extra step that I need to take. Now, as you can see, the skirt's not moving. The skirt is rigged. And I'm showing you this because it may freak out some people if they don't do this extra step. So what we're gonna do is go here and you need to change the construction script. Over here, just extend this guy all the way to the back. We're gonna grab these two, Control C, Control V a couple times. Reason why I did a couple of times is because we need to bring in the skirt and everything here. Otherwise, control rig is not going to know what to do with it. So we bring the skirt. Same with animations. If you don't do this and you use an animation, it's not going to work. It's going to leave those meshes behind. So get rid of these. Put the hood here. Scatter little mesh. And we're going to bring this guy here. This one to here. And this one to continue the chain to where it was. Compile. And save. All right. Now you're going to see that it magically works. There you go. See it? Yeah, it works. So that's how you do it. And let's check the head with the new HUD. It works pretty good. There's some weight mapping thing that I would do here if I was doing this in a DCC like Maya, but everything works perfectly. Our character can move everything. It works. I'm very, very impressed how Metatailor works. So with the cloth portion, that's something that I'm going to experiment, and we're going to have a video on that. You know, I already did a video about clothes in my old channel. I'm going to update it, especially with this outfit, and we'll see. But I just wanted to show you how good Metatailor worked. All right, everybody, that is it. We're going to be having more videos on Metatailor and custom outfits for Metahumans. So make sure you subscribe, leave a like. It really helps out the channel if you subscribe and leave a like, because we have a very small channel again. And share it around if you like this video. And if you're a 3D artist, stay tuned, because there's another video that's coming right after this that has to do a lot with game art. All my socials are downstairs in the description below. Again, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.